Now, while presenting the Union Budget 2024, the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced a hike in long-term capital gains tax on all financial and non-financial assets to 12.5% from the current 10%. On the other hand, short-term capital gains tax on some assets that has also been increased from 15% to 20%. But the exemption limit for long-term capital gains tax has been increased to 1.25 lakh from rupees 1 lakh. This means the people can potentially save money on capital gains tax even though the long-term capital gains tax rate has increased slightly. However, the impact on taxes will depend on the amount of your capital gains as well, and it is possible that you could see some savings despite the increase in rate due to higher exemption limit. In another crucial announcement, the Union Finance Minister said that the indexation benefit of property sales would also be removed. This means that property owners wishing to sell their properties will no longer be able to adjust their purchase price using inflation, thereby reducing capital gains. However, it is to be noted that the government earlier taxed long-term capital gains from property sales to at 20%, with also when it comes to the benefits with the new tax rate for LTCG on property sales will be now 12.5%.
So let me ask you, middle class not too happy. Yes, they've got some relief in the tax cuts, but the long-term capital gains, the removal of indexation is leading to a lot of memes coming up on social media, middle classes versus the government. Do you think, somewhere down the line, the shoe still continues to pinch the middle classes?
Yes, this feedback has come, and I'm sure Honorable Finance Minister would look at this feedback. I'll also pass on this feedback to Honorable Finance Minister.
Are you saying there is a relook possible?
It's improper for me to comment on this.
Okay, but this feedback has come when you say, has there been a discussion within the government on this, and how do you respond also to the opposition that met at Khargeji's residence this evening? The Samajwadi Party was not a part of it, but is planning to boycott the Niti Aayog meeting. Once again, are we getting into a confrontational relationship with the opposition?
See, opposition, if it were constructive, it would have made such a big difference. But you have seen the last 10 years. The entire 10 years period, they have simply made noises. They have boycotted parliament. They have walked away from debates because they don't have a substantive way forward to suggest. That's why they are adopting this means of boycotting. It shows their lack of thinking, their lack of how the country should be run, their lack of vision. That's what is clearly evident from these stands.
Well, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for throwing light on the fact that the feedback on the long-term capital gains and the removal of indexation is something that the government is looking at and is aware of. What happens next, of course, we'll wait for your word on it. Thank you very much, Ashwini Vaishnav.
Well, whether there would be any relook, this is something as far as what is now being pointed out as far as in the budget, where Finance Minister reduced the long-term capital gains or the LTCG tax rate on the sale of property right from 20% to 12.5%. However, the indexation benefit that has been removed from the calculation of gains on long-term gains on property sales, this many of the real estate industry that believes that it will draw investors back into real estate. But however, let's get you and pinpoint exactly what is the benefit that may now go across, especially when it comes to home buyers in the country as far as the capital gains taxes is concerned. Let's in the meantime take a look and when it comes to what the position was earlier and what it is now. So real estate experts, what they have been saying, we'll also put that, but earlier 15%, now 20%. This is the hike applicable on some of the assets. As far as the long-term capital gains is concerned. Earlier 10%, slight increase to 12.5%, and the exemption limit for capital gains earlier at 1 lakh per year, now to 1.25 lakh. Now this has been as far as when it comes to the long-term capital gains tax earlier. That also suggests when it comes to the hike that has been rescued here, when it comes to the real estate industry, how it will impact them and how it will impact when it comes to the real estate sales, because they say that it will drive more investors now and more home buyers as well. On the budget speech, as we talk about when it comes to the increase that has been announced in both long-term and short-term capital gains tax, what the government has been promoting is to remove or the indexation benefit for the sale of property. What is exactly this benefit all about, where the indexation adjusts the purchase price of an asset for inflation, which helps in reducing taxable profits and tax liabilities as well. Let's also talk about what happens as far as when this indexation benefit is removed. Real estate experts have been suggesting to say that this may lead to higher tax burden. But however, when it comes to the removal of indexation benefit, how will it impact the real estate sales as well? That is something that so far mixed reactions that has been coming in. But this is as far as the capital gains as we talk about when it comes to the announcements that have been made by the Union Finance Minister yesterday. But importantly, the two main states, as we are looking at the opposition that has been raising its criticism, that has been given and been allotted massive funds, are the states of Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. For Bihar, in all, 26,000 crores that has been allocated for roads. There has been infrastructure development. Tourism development is something that has also been looked upon in the state of Bihar. Andhra Pradesh too, that has been promised significant allocations, including 15,000 crore for the development of the capital, Amravati, as well. And highlighting the specifics as well when it comes to the budget announcement that was made yesterday by the finance minister, saying that when it comes to the center, that will be the one, the center, the government of India, that will be arranging financial assistance for the state through aid from multilateral development agencies. So the government, which has now proposed nearly 26,000 crore of various road projects in Bihar as well, and there have been additional funds that have been allotted and have been reserved for power projects as well. So this is as far as for Andhra Pradesh that we are talking about, the two key states and the allies. Of course, when it comes to the formation of the NDA, the opposition, however, has been claiming bias.
Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act. Our government has made concerted efforts to fulfill the commitments in Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act. Recognizing the state's need for a capital, we will facilitate special financial support through multilateral development agencies. 15,000 crore rupees will be arranged with additional amounts in future years. We will support development of an industrial node at Gaya. This corridor will catalyze industrial development of the eastern region. We will also support development of road connectivity projects, namely 1. Patna-Purnia Expressway, 2. Buxar-Bhagalpur Expressway, 3. Bodh Gaya, Rajgir, Vaishali and Darbhanga spurs, and 4. Additional 2-lane bridge over River Ganga at Buxar at a total cost of 26,000 crore rupees.
Now, the special attention that has been given to states like Andhra Pradesh and Bihar is significant, as the TDP and the JDU respectively emerged as kingmakers in the allies in the coalition of the NDA. The chief ministers of both states, however, have welcomed the announcement, with Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu saying that it will go a long way in rebuilding the state, especially when it comes to the new capital of Amravati. Here, when it comes to Nitish Kumar of Bihar, has dismissed the outrage over no special status being given, however, saying that when it comes to the financial aid that has been given for the state development is something that they all have been demanding for a long time.
हम इसके लिए लगातार भूखते रहे और इन लोगों को भी हमने कहा, एक बात थोड़ा सा विशेष राज्य का दर्जा पहले से खत्म हो गया है। हम लोगों ने ही कह दिया कि विशेष राज्य का दर्जा दीजिए या विशेष अधिकार के लिए मदद दीजिए, यहाँ के लिए जो जरूरत है बिहार के लिए। अब उसी में उन लोगों ने कई चीजों का मदद करने का घोषणा कर दिया है।
this has a very futuristic budget in the sense we are not just creating a foundation for the coming 6 to 8 months, but also the coming 5 to 10 years. And I would like to personally thank the central government for putting a special focus on the development of Andhra Pradesh also. You have seen for the last 5 years under the leadership of Jagan Mohan Reddy as Chief Minister in the state of Andhra Pradesh, how the whole state has been destroyed. The idea of a capital in Amaravati has been destroyed.
This budget is a fantastic, forward-looking, development-oriented and inclusive budget. When it comes to the state of Andhra Pradesh, after Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu ji has taken over as the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he has rightly highlighted the problems and the financial issues of the state of Andhra Pradesh. Keeping all those in mind, we are grateful to Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and Honorable Union Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji have rightly encapsulated the real financial needs of the growing state of Andhra Pradesh by giving fantastic financial support